Welcome to A Plus Health Life channel. We discuss the ways to fulfill your life with more quality and inform you on ways to get to your life goals with less effort. Please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Is the Paleo diet safe for your health? The popular Paleolithic diet, also known as the Paleo, Caveman, Stone Age or Steak and Bacon diet, centers on the idea that eating like our original ancestors is aligned with our genetics and therefore optimal for good health. A paleo diet's food choices are limited to what in prehistoric times could be hunted, fished or gathered, such as meats, fish and vegetables. The underlying theory is that the rise in chronic diseases in modern society stems from the agricultural revolution, which added grains, legumes and dairy to meals, leading to a host of chronic diseases and conditions, from obesity to allergies. Can we assume that cave people ate mostly meat? Not really. People living in the Paleolithic period, or cave people, ate whatever their surroundings afforded them. When surrounded by fish or marine animals, that's what they ate. In tropical habitats, they ate a variety of plant and animal foods. In certain environments, the majority of calories may have come from protein, but the bulk of the diet was still plants. So calling a diet that consists mostly of protein the paleo diet isn't accurate. Is the paleo diet healthy? It has the potential to be healthy. The typical paleo diet, however, puts most at risk for deficiencies in calcium and vitamin D, which are critical to bone health. At the same time, saturated fat and protein can be consumed far above recommended levels, increasing the risk of kidney and heart disease and certain cancers. But shouldn't we reduce carbohydrates and dairy in our diets? Not true for complex carbohydrates. Whole grains, fruits and vegetables are important fuels for brain and muscle activity. But most of us can and should eat fewer refined carbohydrates, which add unnecessary ingredients and calories but little fiber and protein and few vitamins and minerals to our diets. They also are often fortified just to appear healthy on nutrition labels. Dairy is an individual choice. But if it's significantly limited and not replaced with alternative food sources of calcium, supplements of calcium and vitamin D may be necessary. Paleo advocates often say dairy promotes inflammation, but some research shows the opposite. Low-fat dairy intake actually decreases inflammatory markers in the blood. What do you like about the paleo diet? It is high in fiber, potassium and antioxidants while being low in simple carbohydrates, sodium and sugar. It emphasizes local, sustainable, organic and non-GMO foods and grass-fed meat options. It discourages foods that are processed or have artificial ingredients and colorings. It encourages foods that make the body work hard to obtain calories while providing nutrients that optimize efficient use of those calories. It may kickstart weight loss and, at least in the short term, improve blood sugar and lipid profiles. What are the major downsides of the paleo diet? The paleo isn't effective for sustained weight loss, as it is very difficult to stay committed to any diet that is too restrictive of one or more food categories. In terms of overall health, it could over time increase lipids like total and LDL, low-density lipoprotein, or bad cholesterol that raise the risk of heart disease. Not getting enough calcium increases the risk of osteoporosis, rickets and bone fractures. Chronically low carbohydrate intake may lead to an overuse of fat for energy, or ketosis. Medical supervision is recommended for those on the paleo diet, especially for anyone with heart, kidney, liver or pancreatic disease or who is interested in maintaining the very low carbohydrate version of the diet. What do you tell people who ask about the paleo diet? I encourage them to use the paleo as the starting point of a healthy diet, but to add beans, lentils, nuts, whole grains, and low-fat or non-fat dairy or other calcium sources such as dark leafy greens, tofu, and soy or almond milk. I also recommend that they carefully choose protein sources, emphasizing quality over quantity. A fad diet that is currently trending, the paleo diet is inspired by food habits from the Stone Age. The Paleolithic man was a food gatherer, depending for his subsistence on hunting wild animals and birds, fishing, and collecting wild fruits, nuts and berries. The paleo diet, therefore, focuses primarily on fruits, vegetables, meats, seafood and nuts. All processed foods, including salt, sugar, cream and oil, are a no-no, as are milk and its products, grains, legumes, etc. Water, herbal teas, coconut water, freshly squeezed fruit or vegetable juice and red wine are permitted, while coconut or almond milk can replace regular dairy milk. Honey is preferred instead of sugar or artificial sweeteners. Deferring to modern times, the diet does not exclude cooked meat or vegetables. The paleo diet premise. The paleo premise is simple. Evolving in a pre-modern food environment, our bodies were forced to adapt to inconsistent food supply. The body's fat storage capacity, for instance, stems from an era when those reserves were necessary to tide over times of scarcity. Today, our food environment has changed, but our bodies haven't. We're adapted to food scarcity, but surrounded by overabundance and the constant struggle to limit our consumption. In this scenario, the paleo diet attempts to help people lose weight by recreating the food environment that we evolved for. The diet lessens the body's glycemic load, has a healthy ratio of saturated to unsaturated fatty acids, increases vitamin and nutrient consumption, and contains an optimal balance of protein, fat and carbohydrates. Paleolithic humans ate 35% of their calories from fat, 35% from carbohydrates and 30% from protein. By eating according to the high-fiber, high-protein Paleolithic diet. Benefits of the paleo diet. There's very little scientific research to back the health claims. However, the diet can be beneficial for those with cardiovascular issues, and the fiber you get from fruits and even nuts that are allowed are good for everyone. As far as weight loss goes, given its focus on proteins like lean meat and seafood, the paleo diet fills you up quickly, which in turn helps reduce your calorie intake. Also, the benefits of cutting processed foods from your diet, thereby reducing sodium consumption, are huge. But the risks are greater. Firstly, know that the paleo diet is not necessarily a balanced diet. Also, it isn't really possible to eat the same food that our ancestors had, especially since many of the plants that existed back then have disappeared and meat isn't as lean or nutrient-rich as it was back in the day. Secondly, the diet cuts out major food groups, legumes, whole grains and dairy, that are all forbidden. Even though they contain essential nutrients that can help lower the risk of health ailments such as osteoporosis. There is also the risk of toxins from having too much fish. Thirdly, consumption of excess protein is also a risk, as that can cause kidney damage. That's why it's essential that the paleo diet only be started after consulting with a doctor. Calcium and vitamin D supplements may have to be taken alongside, especially when you're starting out. A doctor can guide you with that. Lastly, because of the amount of planning that has to go into every meal, it's a tough diet to follow. Going on and off of it can cause major weight swings. While the paleo diet has many takers in the US, in a country like India it's still to take off because cereals, salt and spices, grains and dairy products are a major part of the Indian diet. For those who want to give it a try, start with just about 3 meals a week and then increase it slowly. The basic premise: we should eat how we've been biologically and genetically programmed. If our ancestors thrived on the food they hunted and gathered, high-fat, animal protein, seafood and vegetables, for instance, we should too. And since they weren't subject to today's more diverse options, processed food, grains, carbohydrates, dairy products, salt, vegetable oil and refined sugar, among others, then we should avoid those food groups as well. While some studies link weight loss and overall health improvements when following the paleo diet, many remain skeptical regarding its overall effectiveness. From a nutritional standpoint, adhering to certain parts of this diet can result in potentially damaging consequences. Here are 5 hidden dangers to consider. Low to moderate carbohydrate intake. Hidden danger. Paleo calls for the exclusion of cereal grains, wheat, rye, barley, oats, corn and brown rice, to name a few. These are great sources of fiber, B vitamins, iron, magnesium and selenium. Grains help our bodies control blood sugar, lower cholesterol and fight the risk of chronic diseases. Consistent low carbohydrate intake may lead to an overuse of fat for energy, also known as ketosis. Ketosis occurs when byproducts of fat breakdown, called ketones, build up in the bloodstream. High levels of ketones can lead to dehydration and eventually coma due to severe metabolic abnormalities. Furthermore, following a low to moderate carbohydrate diet can make exercise a physical battle for those following the paleo diet. During aerobic exercise, longer exercises such as running, biking, swimming and walking, our bodies use carbohydrates for fuel. Without adequate carbohydrates in the diet, our body turns to both body fat and muscle for energy. This results in the breaking down of muscle mass, which is known to increase our metabolism and help us burn more calories per day. Feelings of physical fatigue and exhaustion, throughout the day and during exercise, can be signs of muscle breakdown. Restriction of dairy products. Hidden danger. Dairy restriction can lead to deficiencies in calcium and vitamin D, which are critical to bone health. Saturated fats are suggested in very generous amounts. Hidden danger. Consuming the paleo diet recommended amount of saturated fats can increase the risk of kidney and heart disease, as well as certain cancers. High intake of red meat and high-fat meat. Hidden danger. Past and current research suggests that a heightened level of high-fat meat and saturated fat can increase LDL, bad cholesterol, and the risk of bowel cancer. For the American Heart Association, an adult should consume a total of approximately 13 grams of saturated fat per day. On a paleo diet, saturated fat intake can approach upwards of 50 grams per day. Segmentation of good and bad foods. Hidden danger. A one-size-fits-all, best diet approach does not work and can be problematic to most individuals, especially those prone to black and white, all or nothing thinking. Categorizing foods into good and bad can lead to feelings of guilt, shame and low self-worth when the rules of a diet are broken. In the end, eating like our ancestors isn't required to live a healthy lifestyle. In fact, it could even cause adverse effects, as clearly shown above. While those living millions of years ago may have gotten by on this diet, evolution has altered our genetic makeup and how we digest food. If you are interested in changing your eating habits, what's most important is making sure your health background and nutritional requirements are considered. A professional dietitian can help to ensure the most appropriate plan for you and your unique lifestyle. The modern diet is loaded with preservatives and other obscure chemicals, so it's not surprising that diseases like type 2 diabetes, obesity and hyperthyroidism are on the rise. When you go paleo, you not only cut out all the toxic, processed foods that are making us sick, but you start eating real meals packed with nutrients. The paleo diet emphasizes clean eating, removing processed, unnatural foods and replacing them with whole ones. You won't have to compromise flavor for health. In fact, the more whole, nourishing foods you eat, the less you'll crave the bad stuff. This is not to say you can't indulge, you'll just do so with better-for-you options, like natural sweeteners low on the glycemic index, or higher quality dark chocolate. More movement. There's no one-size-fits-all fitness regimen particular to the paleo lifestyle, but we highly recommend incorporating movement into your everyday life. Don't isolate your exercise to an hour at the gym each day, just move. Take a walk, bike, hike, swim, dance, bonus points for getting outside. Reduced inflammation. Inflammation, caused by damage to the lining of your digestive system, can cause increased sensitivity in your immune system. This triggers allergies, asthma, and more. The paleo diet eliminates 4 major inflammation culprits: dairy, gluten, sugar, and alcohol, and suggests eating these 10 anti-inflammatory foods instead. Fewer cravings. You don't have to worry about feeling deprived on the paleo diet. You'll eat more protein and healthy fats compared to the typical Western diet, leaving you satisfied for longer. No more blood sugar spikes that wind up making you hangry later. If you still find yourself hankering for something in between meals, try reaching for any of these 6 paleo snacks that will stop cravings in its tracks. A healthier gut. Your gut is your second brain. It houses the trillions of microbes, or gut flora, that help digest food, synthesize vitamins, boost your immune system and regulate metabolism. By removing foods that irritate this system and restoring it with foods that promote its health, the paleo diet can contribute to a healthier gut. Your gut is more important than you thought. A healthy microbiome is the foundation of good health. Better sleep. Going paleo gives you a holistic approach to health, treating your mind, body and soul. Your diet is important, but equally so is your fitness activity and self-care, including adequate sleep hygiene. With proper sleep, your body is able to function at its best. If sleep still doesn't come easier when you make the switch to paleo, try turning your bedroom into a sleep sanctuary for a calming oasis you'll look forward to all day. Enjoy amazing food. If you think you have to eat plain old fruits and veggies all the time when you go paleo, think again. Our healthy community is full of enterprising kitchen dwellers that cook up new paleo-friendly ideas all the time. Think spicy chicken fajitas, crispy sweet potato tater tots and even doughy cinnamon rolls. There's always something new and exciting to try, so you'll never get bored with your meals. More nutrients. By eliminating filler foods like grains and legumes, which slow the absorption of nutrients due to the presence of anti-nutrients, you'll naturally get more of the foods your body needs, like vegetables, fruits, nuts and seeds. Better mental health. A healthy, balanced diet can do tremendous things for your mental health and wellness. Better nutrition breeds more energy and mental clarity. Coupled with better sleep, self-care and regular exercise, the paleo diet can truly help you to cultivate a healthy headspace. If you're struggling with depression, here's how inflammation might be making things worse, and how certain dietary changes might help. Healthy disconnection. Living primal means channeling our ancestors, who never had a smartphone. The paleo lifestyle encourages disconnecting from the bustle of the digital world whenever you can, and taking some time for you. Here are some suggestions on doing a digital detox. Leaner muscle tone. The paleo diet's relatively high consumption of protein fuels muscle mass. Coupled with weightlifting, the diet can target underdeveloped muscles and fat, cultivating a leaner, muscle-toned physique. No calorie counting. Unlike other diets, the paleo diet recognizes a person's individuality. There's no strict calorie in, calorie out figure that suits every individual, so why eat according to a metric? Rather than count calories, going paleo encourages eating as many whole, natural foods you feel that you need at any given time. Fewer toxins. Cutting out food additives helps reduce your exposure to toxins. So does the increased consumption of antioxidant-rich vegetables, fruits and spices. This natural form of detoxification boosts your immune system, promoting healing from within. More energy. The paleo diet encourages eating to live, not living to eat. Generally, you're eating foods that fuel your body rather than plummet your energy levels, like starting your day with eggs and spinach or bacon and avocado instead of a blood sugar spiking donut, leaving you with more energy to help face the day. Eco-friendly living. The paleo diet encourages organic, local and seasonal eating as much as possible. Not only is it better for your health, but the environment and the farmers benefit as well. Be sure that your meat is sourced from animals that are grass-fed and pasture-raised, giving the animal a better quality of life, and your food more nutrient-dense and flavorful. More natural solutions. If you can make the shift to eating paleo, you'll likely want to explore more ways you can incorporate paleo principles into other facets of your life. You might pursue a more natural approach in cosmetics, cleaning products, or even making your home thyroid-friendly. Please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.